Are we in focus? Hello friends! So I am heading out with one of my besties on what we're calling our Boss Babe retreat today. We are doing a little road trip and heading down to Salida, Colorado, and then to Taos, New Mexico, and Santa Fe. And I've never been to Santa Fe, so I am super excited for that. But if you're new here, I'm Shireen, and I'm a knitter, and I run a full-time knitting business called Smeeny Beanie Knits, selling mostly knit beanies and some knit cowls and headbands and things like that. And I also sell my knitting patterns and some other mountain goods. So I live in a small mountain town in Colorado. We're a ski town, so it's seasonal in that sense as well, but I live here year round. And the bulk of my business is really from September to April. And once the mountain closes, everything kind of shuts down for a little bit. So it's a really good opportunity to either go on a little vacation or to sit down and actually like rehash some of the stuff that happened this season. Because for my business, like the winter is so busy, and almost once September hits and the season starts, it's like you're hanging on until the end, which is now. So I kind of view the season of my business as starting in April and then ending the following April. So that's kind of like the year cycle that I view for my business. And I think it's super important to actually get a chance to sit down and rehash what happened over the course of this last season and then plan for going into next season. So even though I don't sell a ton of stuff in the summers, I really use it to plan for a successful season the following year, which is now. So I'm excited to take you along. We're planning to visit a lot of shops along the way, and it's really fun to go see these different shops because you kind of see how they run their business, and as a maker, you can kind of see how other makers might present their goods, like their packaging, or do they have a little card talking about their brand story? Because when people buy from me, they go to my website and they can see what I'm all about, or if I'm at a market booth, which I haven't really done a lot of, but I'm planning to this year, they can also kind of get a vibe for what my business is about. But when you're in a local shop, which is actually where I sell the bulk of my stuff, you really have to present that story well for people to understand what you're about. Today is kind of all about this road trip retreat. I have so many big ideas and plans for Smeeny Beanie Knits this year, and I can't wait to share them with you. That's gonna be so fun! We made it to Leadville, and we are at this cute little shop, Harper Rose, and there's so many good maker goods. We just got back from walking around in Leadville.
So cute!
So cute. All of them were cute little shops that curated it with maker goods and local goods. So it's just kind of fun like checking out these other shops and like seeing what the vibe is, or like what type of makers they're using, and meeting new makers. Like we actually met two of the makers that make a lot of the goods that Ohana carries, and then at these little shops. So how fun! We made it to Salida. So we got here last night and like walked around downtown. Everything was closed, so we're gonna go walk around some of the shops today, one of our favorite shops. But right now we're gonna go get some coffee and kind of do a little rehashing on last year's stuff before we start planning our next year's stuff. Okay, the rehash. So I know a lot of people do their rehash at the beginning of the year, but for my business, since I kind of go in seasons, like September to April is really my big season for selling my knits. So I kind of like to use April as a rehash and to look over last season. And because I spend pretty much my whole summer planning for the next season and preparing for the next season, that's kind of part of it. So yeah, the year is not like a normal business year, but that's what I like to do for mine. Because like if I say I had double the inventory the whole time, I probably would have made more sales. Because I was like, if I'm selling out every time, yay, it's a good problem, but also it's like, then I'm playing catch up. Maybe it's like there's fewer options on the table. I'm so excited. We are going to Howell Mercantile, which is the shop that Kate and I have been super excited about for a long time. I actually interviewed Kimmy, the shop owner, a couple years ago on my Maker series, but she really truly brings her values into the shop. And I really strive to do that myself, but she does it in such a beautiful way. So I'm excited to actually go see it. God, look at all the mushroom stuff. I might need to get this. Hello from our favorite place. So good. Wow, you guys, all of the shops we just visited were so cute. And we're finally on our way to Taos. Oh, I'm filming. Hi, New Mexico! Look at this fireplace and our little sitting room. What a really cool last couple of days. I kind of forgot to vlog today, to be honest, but the last couple of days we were in Salida, Colorado, and got to see a bunch of really cute shops. And a lot of the shops, like the owners were there, and then if it wasn't the owner, it might have been a maker that sold their goods at the shop. So it was really good connecting with them and kind of just like I'm not even looking to sell my items at these other shops. It's more just to see how they curate it, what the packaging and the aesthetic and just how they set up the displays looks like, you know, and gathering inspo. And then in a lot of our downtime and like drives and stuff, we've been chatting a lot about what didn't go well this past season, what we're hoping for next season, and then I've been kind of starting to map out how I want to improve or change things that didn't work as well. So I'll go over that towards the end of the video and kind of really get into the meat of it. But tomorrow we head to Santa Fe, which I'm really excited about. I've never been, and we've got some cute shops to look at there too, and just more inspo. So it's been awesome. So good. Good morning, friends. So it is Monday and we're still in Taos. We're heading to Santa Fe today. But I have this awesome journal that I got from an artist named Rachel Pohl. I don't know if you've heard of her, but she's amazing. But she paints, and she created this kind of journal that does a little bit of astrology stuff in it. But every week there's like a weekly reflection journal prompt and then intentions for the week and priorities and stuff like that. So I was like, I bought it this year and I thought it would be cool to give it a try. And so far it's been really awesome to just kind of have this as part of my weekly routine. Every Monday I'll kind of sit down and start doing all the journal prompts and then the priorities for the week. And then for the rest of the week, each day has, you know, kind of just your regular planner, like your to-do list and priorities and personal and health goals and that kind of thing. So I'm going to do my weekly reflection from last week and then maybe some intentions for this week. And then we're going to go get some coffee and then drive to Santa Fe. Okay, we're on our way to Santa Fe, and I'm knitting the Stay Wild beanie during our car knitting time, and I just realized that I totally messed it up. I don't know if you can see, but I just did it as a knit 2 purl 2 instead of a knit 1 purl 2, but I'm almost done. And it looks great still, but not exactly how I want it, but these are the times where I'm like, I guess I can finish it and then sell it as a sample, so you get a little bit of a discount, but it's still a perfectly good hat and unique. This is the one I made during our trip to Santa Fe. We just got to our Airbnb, but we can't check in yet, so here we are, and then realized we had to update something on the Ohana shop website, so we're just parked here on the curb. Mobile office, work from the road. So I'm just doing a little knitting while Kate does her little updating. just got done exploring the Canyon Road area in Santa Fe. I finally got a chance to wear my braided bralette. I tested this knitting pattern for Knititude last year, and it's actually warm here, so I got to wear it, which is so fun.
Well, miss, I guess I'll be on my way now.
Just got back and settled back into our Airbnb after dinner, and it's our last night, and we drive home tomorrow. We have an 8-hour drive ahead, but it's been such a wonderful trip, you guys. Like, the last few days, we've gone to 3 different towns and explored the shops there, and you know, just had so many amazing conversations. Like, if you don't have a biz bestie, get yourself one. It's so important. I feel like we get, especially being self-employed, you can just get so bogged down in your own little bubble and like feel like, is this idea good, or like, am I, you know, you just want more inspo, and we can get really bogged down with that sometimes. And even just like coming on this trip, we've been able to get out of town, and like the inspiration you get is so incredible, whether it's from how someone's curating their shop, or like talking to a lot of these shop owners and seeing what inspired them to open their space, or like what inspires them to create their work, different color schemes, just different vibes in general. It's so important, and you can kind of get a feel for what you like, what you don't like, why you like it, why you don't like it. But so this whole trip, I've brought my little journal with me, and I kind of, you know, I think I mentioned in one of my last videos that last year and the last couple years in my biz, I've just felt super chaotic and unorganized and things like that. And so I just was really writing so much stuff about what I want to do in the biz. So I thought I'd share a little bit with you. There's some stuff that I can't share yet because you have to stick around to some later videos before I can share what those things are. But I decided to break down my year of planning this year into quarters, and my word of the year was renew, but I thought I'd break it down a little further and do a word of the quarter and then kind of a word or priority for each month, because I think for me personally, not everyone, but for me, it kind of helps to have this little cornerstone, and then I can actually implement these things and like take all the steps and take action to creating the dream or the strategy that to see the ideas come to life, essentially. So I'm gonna kind of look at my notebook, but so Q1, which is January, February, March, my word was dream. And you know, I was still in the middle of my busy season with business, so I couldn't really sit down and really get everything hashed out, clearly, like I spent the trip doing that. But I did have a lot of ideas, and I was thinking about these things and planting seeds and generating ideas. I should have really written more down, but it was just all percolating in my brain. And January, I always like to take as a time of rest and like, you know, just the holidays can be super chaotic for a business, and it's important to give yourself time to rest. February, I put absorb, and the absorbing was really more kind of letting those ideas settle in a little bit. And then March was ideas, so a lot more brainstorming once things kind of settled in, like what happened over the holidays, essentially. But now we're in Q2, and my word for Q2 is build. So kind of taking those ideas and creating a strategy. And I don't know, like those biz gurus and stuff always talk about having a strategy, a marketing strategy, or a Instagram strategy, a content creation strategy, and you're like, what is this? I know things I need to do, but what is the strategy? Like, what are these steps, you know? And so I kind of thought by breaking down my quarter and my months and then writing down the actual action steps I need to take, it would help me get further on the strategy part. So for me, April is going to be organize. And I know we're already almost through April, but I was like, how can I take all of these ideas and start organizing them and really get a move on the things I want to accomplish? So, you know, we kind of have, when business is slow, you kind of feel like you have so much downtime. You have so much time to get all this stuff done, but if you don't actually make a plan to do it, you won't. And I totally fall into that trap too, so I thought it was really important to start. But I kind of spent a few pages just journaling about Q1 and my ideas and actually putting pen to paper. One of them being this YouTube channel. So step one, started the YouTube channel. Strategy, not yet. Filming and editing, working on it. But anyway, so some of the things I really want to accomplish are, let's see here. Some of the things are overhaul my website. I created my website 5 years ago and kind of have just let it lie, and the back end is such a mess, and I need to just make myself sit down and just clean everything up, streamline things. There's new widgets now, and I'm toying with even like completely doing a new template, but we'll see. I want to start the YouTube channel, but beyond that, I want to figure out more of, which I guess I will as I'm going, but figure out what this channel will become and who I'm really talking to. Like, is it talking to people who know me already? Is it people, like, how do I find new people and attract this audience? But anyway, you're here, so thank you. And then I'm working on a studio overhaul. My yarn room is basically storage, and I do all of my packaging in there, but I don't have a desk, so I really want to make it actually a workspace and to better separate my work life from my life. I've heard a lot about Notion. So actually, in April, one of the things I really want to do is set up my Notion. If you have any tips or like know of makers who use Notion, comment below, because I want to see what they do, because I know there's a lot you can do with it, but I really want to try it out. So for April, that's actually my #1 priority, is to set up my Notion and then create a vlog plan. I used to have a pretty detailed social media, like content pillars and creation calendar, and the last couple years it's just been like flying by the seat of my pants. So I kind of want to get back on that train, because I feel like I just spend so much more time creating content and writing captions, and if I was more organized about it, it would take me less time. I think we can all agree. And then for the rest of this month, I also really want to map out my plan for the rest of the year as well, beyond Q2. Like the tasks I need to do. So not even what I want to do, but like the tasks that will get me there, and actually create some inventory targets, because I think if I had a better grasp on how much I need to have made by when, which in the back of my mind I always did, but then didn't do, I would feel more prepared. Yeah, so that's kind of my April. Beyond that, thank you for coming along on this little Boss Bestie retreat. We've had such a good time, and it was so special, and you know, I recommend it. I think we're gonna make this an annual thing, because if you don't get yourself out of the bubble to work on your business rather than just in the business, it's really hard to move forward and to not even grow, but just feel grounded in where you're at with the biz. So anyway, thank you for sticking with me all this time. I hope you enjoyed kind of seeing little snippets of the trip. And if you like this video, like it, subscribe it, say hi in the comments, and we'll talk to you soon.